Okay, so the next step is going to be to actually do the pamphlet stitch. So we're going to hold our pages open. I like to hold it kind of like this, where I've got a pointer finger on the inside of my pages, and my other fingers are kind of pinching the outsides. And I'm going to start in the very center signature hole. So this center signature hole, I'm going to go from the outside, so not starting on the inside. Instead, I'm starting from the outside. I'm going all the way through that signature hole. Make sure that your needle doesn't get caught in any of those other pages. It needs to go through all of the pages so that it sticks out like this on the center. And then I'm going to pull this through, but not all the way through. As you can see, I'm pulling from the inside here, and I'm going to leave a few inches. This is going to be important later on, so whatever you do, don't pull it all the way out. Make sure there's a few inches. And now you get a choice. You can go either here or to the other open signature hole. I think I'll go to this one. And I'm going to pull this all the way through, making sure I'm being really mindful that I'm not pulling it so tight that this part is coming out. And if it does, no big deal, just try again from the beginning. Okay, so now I have this long thread here coming out the side. I'm going to go all the way across to this open signature hole. And once again, I'm making sure that I get past all of those pages and my needle's not stuck in between any of those white pages. And then I'm going to pull it all the way through. Once again, being really mindful that I'm not pulling it so hard that this loose piece comes out. I want it a little bit taut, because if you have it loose, then your pages are going to be loose. But I don't want to let this come out. Okay, so now I've got this loop going, and I have one more way that I can go out, and this is the only way, right? So I'm going to go from this signature hole and out this one. And that's it. That is the end of the stitching. But what's important next is to tie it off. So if you notice that this string here is really loose, or the ones on the inside are really loose, now's your chance to tighten those up. And I'm going to pull on both of them simultaneously or at the same time so that I don't pull one out. And then I can cut off one of these extra pieces. Okay, so I think it is really helpful to have one of these little extra strings. They're kind of like antennas, right? So one antenna string on each side of this center string. So you might not be able to see this, but they're not both on this side. I have one on either side like that. And then I'm going to tighten it up, and I'm going to do a square knot, if you know how to do a square knot. Otherwise, do 3 knots. So the reason I recommend 3 rather than 1 or 2 is because this is what's holding your whole sketchbook together. It's better to have more knots than fewer knots. And then you've got these extra strings, so you can keep them as they are. If you really like them, it's waxed thread, so you can give them a little curl if you want, or you can cut them off. Now, whatever you do, don't cut off less or close to this knot, right? Because then it's just going to come undone. So don't get any closer than about 1/4 inch away from your knot, just like that. And then you're all done. You've got a pamphlet stitched sketchbook. Here's what it looks like from the inside. Nice and tight. None of these lines are loose. If they're loose, that just means you need to tighten it up on that backside.